There we go. Let's see real quick. All right. Clean some things up. Let's see. Good morning. Today is Friday, January 16th, 2026. And I want to take a live look at the market. First two tickers I want to look at is IWM. That is the small caps Russell 2000s. This is the ETF for it. And then I want to look at MU and show you how I was able to capture over 50% on that trade this morning. So let me get this moved over. See if it'll let me show you here. All right. So let's see what it's showing. Let's see what it's showing here. All right. All right. So now you can see my screen. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thinkorswim is working. So first we will look at ticker symbol IWM. Let me close this. Close that. What is going on here? How about I just delete all of this? There we go. All right, so let's dive into IWM. All right, so as you can see right here, coming into today, we pushed up. We pushed up, and so the main thing that I would be interested, anytime we gap up, the main thing I'm interested in is if we can stay above previous day highs. And so let me just plot that right here. Right. So boom. All right. So now this is pre-market, and so what I saw is that we had a push out. We were coming back down, and this is the 15-minute time frame, by the way. We were coming back down. So, in my opinion, I said, hey, if we can come back down, I at least want to see if we retest previous day highs, which is this line right here. Let me change that for you. Make it a little bit bigger, maybe a different color, purple. All right. So that was previous day high. Also, I would come on here, see what kind of retracement we might have had. So I usually like to have my lines black. I'll have those solid right here. I'll change the color and then I will edit it. So with the Fibonacci retracements, the levels that the levels that I don't know why Loon was popping up. The levels that I care about is the golden pocket. So that's the 50% level and the 61.8. The rest of the lines I can just delete just to clear up the screen just a little bit. Right. And as you can see, we came down right here and we immediately popped up from that level. So again, my mindset was, all right, we're moving up. We're gapping up today. Can we come back and retest yesterday's highs, which you can see was right here? This 347.77. We never came back and retested that level since we broke above it right here. We did pull back to this area. And so now when I go down to a lower time frame, you will see right here, we immediately popped up on MU, right? So that was a roughly a $10 move, like in the first 2 minutes. So that was pretty quick. If you wasn't able to catch this move, you could have waited simply for the pullback here. So I drew fibs here. I drew fibs to show me where we were pre-market, and then I drew fibs off the initial 2 minute move. You can see if you missed that move, you could have been patient, pull back right here, and just from here, you would have been able to get roughly about 85% win on MU today, above the previous highs for the day. That was around 363.50. So it went up about another $2.30. So that gave you 85% profit on that. And so you can see right now, we're actually got back below that level. And then we're trading back to this level right here, which came from this move right here in pre-market, right? This move right here in pre-market. So you can see we're retracing back down to that. And that was MU. IWM, that was a little bit different. So IWM, again, we wanted to see if we could retest the highs from yesterday. And we moved up. However, pre-market, we were moving down. And so I had this demand zone down here, right, from just a previous session. I knew because of these dotted lines, but the zone just needed to be a little bit bigger. So that was roughly about a 50 cent zone. As you can see, as soon as the market opened up, we came down to test the zone, right? So I had it around 264.75. So technically I was like 6 cents off. But you can see once we got back above. And so if you would have grabbed it early, yes, you could have got over 100% on that. But even if you just waited and grabbed right here, or waited and grabbed right here, you would have definitely got 100% win on IWM today. So that is, just how I'm able to spot levels. Now, as far as my system, you can see right here on MU, when I go back to in the morning, you can go back in the morning. So we immediately had a squeeze out, right? This is the Ichimoku cow. We immediately have a squeeze out. And so that's what made me be pretty confident that the trade was going to work in my favor. Also, I had relative volume. It was basically 2.5 times its normal rate. And so I was able to, like I said, capitalize off of that and be very profitable. Now, when I pull up IWM, I want to have this so we can just have an eye on it right here, because we're back in that demand zone down there. IWM, we are any squeeze, right? So these blue clouds right here to the top and to the bottom, we're in a squeeze. So I knew there was kind of going to be choppy action, right? However, if you would have grabbed right here, you can see that when I'm on this middle chart here, my cursor still mimics on the other one. So again, if you would have got in right here, you could have got contracts for roughly 30, let's say $35. And they immediately went all the way up to 80. So like I said, you could have got over 100%. But if you would have waited for the pullback for another opportunity right here, All right, this was when you could have got in for 35 and sold at 80. If you'd have waited for this pullback right here, that's this. That's this pullback. So again, you had another opportunity to get contracts for roughly 56 bucks. And they went all the way up to 113. You can see the high right here. It went all the way up to 113. So again, you could have got 100% just waiting on this pullback right here. Grab calls right here and then sold them right here for 100%. And so those were two amazing opportunities. So now we're just having a look at the market while we're looking at it in real time. It is currently 9:40 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm in Dallas, Texas, where the weather is bipolar right now. So just want to see if we actually drop under this level, maybe come down and tap this moving average. So let me put an alert here. I want to have an alert right there. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we'll see. If you ever see me glance off, that's because like what you're seeing right here is actually on this monitor. So I just want to let you know that if I ever look off to the side like this, I'm still looking at the monitor, but I'm also trying to be mindful, like to give you eye contact right here. All right, so it looks like we're trying to exit this level right here. Let's see if we can come down and tap this alert right here. Be mindful that the on SPY, if you don't know what SPY is, it's ticker symbol SPY. That is the top 500 companies in the US, and ticker symbol QQQ. That is the top 100 tech companies. They actually had a gap to fill yesterday, and even though we had an amazing drop yesterday, we technically did not fill that gap. So be mindful of that. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and pull. Let's go ahead and pull up QQQ. Let's see if I can bring this up real quick. The gap is actually it's actually filled now on that drop. Look at that. Because see yesterday, see how we're below yesterday's lows? That's right here. Wow, that was that was uh that was quick. Quick. SPY, let's check those out real quick. See, look at this. So I had this level yesterday, right? We were just staying above it, staying above it, staying above it, and then we finally flushed under. See what happened when we finally flushed? All right, now look at today. Look at today. You see how you see how we wicked off of it perfectly, right? After hours, we couldn't get above pre-market, we couldn't get above, and we immediately flushed. We immediately flushed down. So this was roughly around what 694 area, and we're down to 690. While this is fresh on my mind, for SPY, 690 is a major level. It is a major level. So it's no wonder we're trading down to it. QQQ, that level was 620. See, we're under 620, right? So that's why the market is dropping. DIA, I'm just assuming that DIA is dropping. Yep. So whenever you have SPY, SPY, QQQ, remember that's the top tech company. SPY is the top 500 US companies, and DIA, which is Dow Jones. When all those are moving in the same direction, you have beautiful movement in the market. Beautiful movement in the market. So just wanted to be mindful of that. We came down and tapped that moving average. That is a 200-day moving average on the 15-minute time frame for DIA. SPY. Yep, we came down and tapped it on SPY, but then rejected it. It's beautiful. So that is what happened today. We filled the gap on SPY. We filled the gap on QQQ. IWM, we had a beautiful drop at market open. And then we had the drop back to the demand zone. So you see how we're just back down in that zone. Now, can we break free and get, under it and just continue to reject just like the market is doing right now? Let's check on MU real quick. Yep, doesn't surprise me at all since the market is dropping. It's because MU is part of semiconductors. The ETF for semiconductors is SMH. That's dropping. So you see how everything just makes sense. So could have played puts if you're patient on that as well. So you could have made money on the upside of the market and money on the downside of the market. All you had to do is just wait for the opportunity to present itself and go for it. So hope you all found value in this. I would love to invite you all to my community where I'm helping people learn how to make income trading stock options. If you're not familiar with how to trade stock options, you definitely want to jump into the community. Right now, it is free to join the community where I will do weekly and monthly uh, webinars just to help you get a better understanding of how stock options work. Basically, a deeper dive into it. If you want to actually live trade with me, just like we were able to call out 2 trades this morning, both of them went over 50%. You have to simply just upgrade to the premium tier, which is less than $2 a day. So it's like 57 a month. It's month to month. But anyway, how you find me on that, go to skool.com, search Stock Option Society, and here I am right here. And so you're able to get in, you're able to be around like-minded individuals. The price will go up once I get 100 members. So this is the cheapest that it would ever be. So if you're seeing this video, hope you're able to get in before that price increases. Hope you all have a wonderful day. And remember, even cash is a position. So enjoy your day.